Ain't nobody got me feeling like I'm feeling you. Like I'm feeling you. Like I'm feeling you.
Let's get into a smorgasbord of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Carrie.
I'm Lara.
And you're listening to Sexy, Unique,
Collateral
Heads. This was a great episode. Top
incredible tier. This is one for the books, one for the museum,
one for the books.
One for the books. Guten Tag, and I said to this one.
We see James picking out Allie's clothes.
James and Allie amidst the jet stream.
James,
gay, controlling, abusive.
It's giving a little Kanye, and
he wishes.
Yeah, he wishes. But in terms of like, I think it's really weird and gay. I think it's bizarre the way he looks at her, the way he treats her. Something's up. I don't like it.
I don't like it at all.
She's like, yeah, James picks out my clothes. He steams my outfits.
He's like, what about this? And a pink purse, Bobby. And then Graham, a.k.a. Hippie, is the enforcer. If Allie steps out of line once. I watch a TikTok with this dog trainer I'm obsessed with. And he was talking about controlling dogs who control your movements with their like bites. And that's Hippie.
Yeah, I don't like James picking out her outfits, making her look like, and he makes her look like a little like doll.
I don't like him one bit.
Mm-mm.
Save Allie. Free the Allie.
Gay,
controlling, abusive.
He's like, I'll go out gig tonight at the Hotel Ziggy. He goes, it's the place to be to party at on Sunset. I was like, oh God, not again.
No.
Not again.
Ziggy. The horrors of Ziggy will never stop.
We cut over to the House of Horrors in the Valley. By the way, congrats again to Ariana for getting the fuck out of there and buying a house in the hills.
Yeah, congrats to Ariana and her real estate ventures.
You spilled kudos. Do you know what that's from?
What is that from?
It's RuPaul.
Drag Race?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured.
Someone like one of the queens revealed something about themselves, that they revealed that they had HIV. And the other queen's response was, thanks for spilling, mama. Kudos.
That is true. Kudos.
And it's my favorite queen on the show other than Saphira.
Plain Jane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love Plain Jane.
I've been seeing people saying that like in comments and stuff. And I was like, this has to be a Drag Race thing. Kudos.
Sandoval's cleaning up his shitty little room and Billie Lee comes creeping in.
Billie Lee is looking snatched though.
Billie looks great. She, I think, is in love with Sandoval.
I think she's in love with the camera and attention.
Sure. Okay.
So Sandoval's making his sick little bed. And
he goes, I washed my sheets, dude. Billie's like, wow, it's clean in here.
She goes, wow, that salsa smell.
Smells like...
She's like, it doesn't smell like yeast in here anymore.
It doesn't smell like biscuits in here. And he goes, yeah, man, I wash my sheets. And she's like, damn, every time I come or go from your house, I get so scared. And he goes, why? And she goes, Ariana.
The witch. Haunting the halls. I like it. Ariana does have like a menacing energy, but I like it.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. She's in her room.
Yeah.
Sitting at the vanity. FaceTiming with Anne, who literally, I'm like, why are you an assistant? You have the best life. You're going to the Barbie. You're always getting ready to go to a little girly event.
I had the same comment. I went, damn, she's always getting in some little outfit.
I know. First it's the Barbie. Now she's going to the Taylor Swift concert.
Is she like high in this video?
Her eyes looked really red.
She goes, hi, Anne. And Anne goes, hi. And then she goes, so my life is just becoming kind of unmanageable and I need an assistant. And then Anne's first thing is she goes, can I be in the running? Please help me. And Ariana goes,
sure.
No. Well, then she's like, but I think that might be a conflict of interest.
Yeah, but they're like laughing. And isn't Anne Ariana's assistant now?
Maybe. I don't know.
I thought that she was.
Oh.
I don't know.
I do. I love their relationship.
Yeah.
Ariana's like free Anne.
Ariana's like,
I know you're going through it, mama.
Yeah.
Thanks for
kudos
spilling.
for cleaning. You can be in the running. Tom Schwartz and Lala go to Creation Cafe. Schwartz goes, I love this place. I'm on a sober bender right now. 3 days. Shut
Fuck
the
you.
fuck up.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Don't say this to someone who's actually like doing the fucking work.
A sober bender.
He goes, yeah, I've made peace with like being in a, just benders. Like sometimes I do it with drugs and alcohol. Sometimes I do it sober. And Lala's like, I'm watching season 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Schwartz, I just watched the one where he had a panic attack and where Pump has the gay mayor night and he hands out drinks.
He simply can't do it.
He used to be so hot.
Yeah.
And
before we really understood the truth about Schwartz.
And it's actually ironic because I just watched the episode that they like cut back to when Tom admits to cheating on Katie in the Sir parking lot. I just watched that last night, which is so weird.
Kismet.
It's Kismet, but I'm like, to see 10 years later where they are now, Schwartz, I just can't believe how run the fuck through he looks.
That's alcohol, baby.
No,
That's
I know.
Alcohol and hard living.
Hard living, man. He looks so...
Stress, alcohol, like not taking care of yourself. It starts to catch you in your late 30s, early 40s.
He had such amazing bone structure. Like, he looked so... And it's just like, what a waste. What a waste of a life.
It's not too late for him yet.
I think he's a really bad person. And watching him in season 3, I was shouting at the TV last night. I can't believe what a fucking squirmy little worm he was to Katie back then. Like, I forgot just how bad he was. He never defended her. He let everyone yell at her and call her out.
But that's how he is. We see it in this episode with how he is with Joe. It's like he doesn't defend people.
Especially women.
I know.
He's also the first one to like lunge at a woman when there's like a brawl happening. When Kristen and they fight at Mixology, he
hates women.
Yeah, when Stassi smacks Kristen down at the bar, he immediately goes in and goes after Kristen. He can't wait to pounce, to pour a drink on a woman or Tony, sorry.
What's his issue?
I don't know, but he's such
him and his mom.
He also is so he'll like apologize and like be emotional with Jax about his nose surgery. Like he comes to tears seeing Jax, but he can't get emotional at all about Katie.
It's brother coded. It's like something with the brothers, because you know how he has those 3 brothers. And then I feel like there's some sort of disconnect with a mom. And then it comes out as rage and hatred and resentment against women, but like deep connection and like emotional ties to men.
Yeah, but and now seeing him be like, he's still doing that, like where he like curls his top lip and like he's just such a fucking.
He's not a man.
He's not a man, and he's definitely not a man here.
He has a lot of
explaining to do.
He has a lot of accountability to take and a lot of amends to make.
Inventory.
In order to like get back to a place of true fuckability.
He goes, yeah, I'm just really getting. I sound like Steve. I'm really just, I'm good with Ben. Lala's like, that's great, Schwartz. I'm glad that you're experimenting with sobriety. And he's like, it's just this group. We're all just like everyone's so messy in this group. So fucking messy.
So we've all done stuff like, blah, blah, blah. I made out with Scheana in Vegas once.
12 years ago. And then Lala goes, what? He goes, yeah, and she goes, does Katie know this? He goes, I don't know if she knows this. And Lala's like, wait, okay, I'm still on the Scheana thing. And he's like, yeah, we were just like having fun. We just made out for a little. He's like, I was a makeout slut. And Lala's like, you should probably tell Katie this.
And then, but okay, so I'm not buying that Lala's like really upset about this.
Wait, I have to say, I didn't like when she tells Katie about it later. I'll just talk about it now.
Yeah.
This was 12 years ago. This
is also like, who cares? If I found out about friends that made out 12 years ago, like, I don't give a shit.
No, but the way Lala tells Katie, she almost frames it like it happened somewhat recently.
I know. She's like a few years ago.
Or like a little while ago. I'm like, no, it was almost 15 years ago. That's like a decade and some change. Like, you're not being forthcoming with the way repeat exactly what he said. I'm not saying Schwartz is like, I'm not defending him.
Also, it's like, say to Scheana, go to Scheana first and be like, Schwartz told me this. Like, I think you should talk to Katie about it. And like, I don't want to be the person spilling about this.
But I like that she's stirring up the pot.
It was necessary. The producers said, it's time. We need something to like anchor. And we have to go back to our number one sacrificial lamb, Shishu, and we're gonna throw her under the bus.
It's time to get her horror cap back
They
on.
go, we need to ignite Tequila Katie. She is simply not activated. And what's it gonna take? Schwartz and Scheana making out.
And Lala went.
She goes,
She put her hat on.
reporting for duty.
Reporting
Yes,
for
sir.
duty, sir. I think Schwartz is also in this place where he's like compulsively atoning.
But not in the right way.
No, in a very fraught, very disingenuous way. But like I feel like he like sees, I feel like he has this like.
I think he's touched the other side. Like
No,
he knows his like mortality.
That's what I was going to say. I was
Yeah.
literally going to say he has the creeping shadow of death on him. And I don't know if it's like his actual literal death, but some sort of ego spirit death. And he knows it's approaching him. And he's like, I feel as though I am running out of time in some way. So he's like blurting out atonements. I feel it as though he sees the shroud.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, it's propelling him into this like jet stream of redemption that he's trying to.
He's in life is precious mode.
He is. He's running out of time in his own head, and I don't know if it's because he's like he's like hit his like 40s, and he's like having sort of.
I think it's the 40 reckoning, but
Mhm.
also with his brother and his brother's like health problems. That is like puts a lot of things in perspective. Anytime like family members have health issues, like it puts a lot of things in perspective. And then also, I mean, he's like a depressive alcoholic. So that'll put things into grim perspective.
And I think he's reached this place where he's like never. I mean, sure, like everyone was like, oh, about his relationship with Katie, and he made himself look like a fool, like insurmountable amount of times. But he's never been. I feel like he's someone that his whole life, much like Sandoval, he's always been like the nice guy. You know what I mean?
He's traded on nice guy energy, and Katie was so kind of unpalatable in her rage that he was able to skate by looking like the good guy until people wised up and saw him for what he truly is, which is like a bad partner.
He's a bad partner and a very.
He has to now reckon with that along with all these other things. And I think like he doesn't know how to be uncomfortable and be disliked or like have that side of him seen because he's been good at camouflaging it.
Katie was like sort of the ultimate fall guy.
Totally.
And when in reality, like,
I can't believe that they lasted as long as they did under those circumstances.
no, and like in the reality is like Katie was sort of like she was a sacrificial lamb for his, you know, his image and his carefully constructed persona, and Katie was the real deal the whole time, and like she was like questionable and like, you know, has
She
been
had
a
her
flop.
own set of issues.
But she was always, I think she always, with their relationship, she always had integrity.
And
I think,
she always did understand that something wasn't right. And then anytime that she tried to express that, which she was kind of like right on about a lot of things, she'd get gaslit and shut down and treated like she was like crazy.
when he was really the crazy one and she was sort of the normal one.
Yeah.
And he drove her to a place of trade me. And she has set herself free, and I'm loving it.
I know.
I'm loving this twist.
I'm really into
went,
the twist of Katie.
I went like this. I went.
Katie comes over to Lala's house, and she is serving lesbian realness in this vest.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine her
Bugsy
coming.
Malone.
She goes, kicks in the door. She goes, "Hey Lala, you're looking fucking hot today." She goes, what you doing, picking up kids' toys? Lala's like, yeah, it's my only chance to clean. She goes, that's how I feel about my dogs. I was like, she's giving dog lesbian owner.
She comes in fucking Dea Delaria as fuck. Out Ms. Al Capone, Bugsy Malone coming in with her striped vest. Hey, fuck, this place looks good.
Hey, you got a nice pad here in Westwood. I love it here. Thanks for inviting me over. I'm going to pour myself a drink. Care for anything?
Care to relapse? She goes, Lala says,
She was like, I have some tea to spill, Mama. You're gonna want a drink. Katie goes, don't mind if I do.
Kudos.
Kudos,
And then she goes,
Mama.
Lala says a few years ago, Scheana, and so Katie goes, then she reverts back into
Anytime that you bring Schwartz into the mix,
Papa.
she goes from like,
baby.
fucking hell yeah, I'll eat your pussy, I'll get you off, to true. What?
She goes,
What?
she goes, no, that can't. She goes, what the, what do you mean a few years ago? What do you mean Scheana and Schwartz made out? How did this happen? Why has she never told me?
What the fuck? What the fuck?
And Lala goes, girl, I know, girl. She goes, girlfriend, I know, girlfriend. She goes,
Girl, I know.
She goes,
Girl,
the gag. She
tell
goes,
me
it's the
about
gag. And then she goes, we're going to go, girlfriend. We're going to walk into that Hotel Ziggy tonight, girlfriend. You and that striped vest, girlfriend. And we're going to go right up to Scheana and we're going to ask her, Scheana, what the fuck, Scheana?
Yeah.
Girlfriend?
We're going to confront people.
And she goes,
Drink up.
No compassion. No empathy.
No empathy. No compassion.
So then we get to Hotel Ziggy and Joseph is there and Joe is unwell.
She is not made for this world.
No, and
she is not cut out for it.
I have empathy.
I have compassion and empathy.
I have empathy and compassion for her. She's there with a baseball cap, backwards hat on, and
she's a little too cash for this scene.
And Sandoval walks in wearing an aloe hat.
Sandoval and his aloe hat. I'm sorry. It's time for a citizen's arrest.
Yeah.
You need to, if you see him out and about, if you see any man with that hat, honestly,
take it off.
You need to take it off their head and stomp on it on the ground. Light it on fire and free them from the reins of the aloe hat.
Scheana looks like the lead singer of Delight, Miss Lady Kier.
She looks like an extra from the Austin Powers movie.
Simon and I were smoking literally last night on our balcony, and it was silent, and all of a sudden we heard.
It's trending right now.
Is it?
I just feel like that song recently popped up on my like Spotify Discover. I feel like they're seeding it out.
It's so good.
It's so good.
I'd be more than welcoming for another Austin Powers sequel.
Same. It's time. Ariana shows up looking gorgeous.
She looks amazing.
Poured into a bodycon dress.
Incredible.
And Scheana begins her long night of bullying Joe to the point of suicide.
Well, first Scheana goes, they go, wow, Scheana, your outfit. And she goes, I feel like I wanted to take a picture that matched the vibe. Like, she goes, I feel like I wanted to take a picture that matched the vibe.
I was like, you know.
Yeah, so then Scheana reverts into
in a place too of half up, half down, swinging. She is swinging that little ponytail around.
And Mama is off her sober streak, and she's about to get lit.
And
she decides to set her sights on poor Joseph.
She settles in on Joe, and she goes, oh, "Why are you wearing a hat? You better take that hat off. Just show your hair? What the hell? We don't wear hats around here. We don't do that. No, we're not doing that tom hat. Take it off."
She goes, girl. She goes, go to your hairstylist. Why are you wearing a hat that covers your head? It's not okay. And then Joe literally is like, listen, I sort of understand that Joe is immediately brought to the brink of tears. I get that. It's like, you feel like there's a group of people like giving you like constructive criticism, but they're really.
I know, but they're not.
She goes, we don't do that here.
When Joe walked in, I was like, it's over for you, Mama, because she did not show up to the playing field armed. She came in casual with a pair of jeans and like a sweatshirt on and like tennis shoes. And doll, I'm sorry, you got to slap a little high heel on. You got to show up
in the bodycon.
You got to show up with Teflon, because these women are out for blood in their own, like, and also, by the way, this is child's play compared to like what Stassi would do.
Oh my God.
Stassi would
Or
end
Dodie.
They couldn't even be in like the same vicinity. Like Scheana bullying you is like
The best
case scenario.
Stassi and Christina Kelly.
I'm scared of them.
Yeah.
But you need to show up. You need to fight fire with fire. You need to like be brave. You need to read The Art of War, and you need to put yourself in a little mini skirt and a fucking platform and stomp on into Ziggy. No trucker hat.
Or come in dressed like Trinity in The Matrix.
Yeah.
Like leather pants and a tank and like boots and hair slicked back. Walk in and just be serving cunt.
Yeah, you got to serve cunt.
And she does not. And she sits down with Billie Lee's friend T, who she's trying to set her up with Sandoval. And Joe starts going like this. And she goes, I'm really... And that's when I was like, all those people saying she was neurodivergent. I was like, maybe she is.
I know. She was like, it's really sucks because everyone
ADHD.
here said I was a crackhead. And that's really disrespectful to people suffering from ADHD.
I feel really bad for her in this moment. I feel like I wanted to like go in and extract her from the situation and be like, take her across the street to Mel's diner and sit her down and be like, girl.
I don't want any of it to rub off on me. Like I'm like, you should get out of here. I would like just energetically will her away.
I'd go in a SWAT mask. I would tear gas Ziggy.
You go, there's a helicopter coming in, and you come in and you just go, come with me if you want to live.
Come on,
and
Joe!
Grab her and get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
No,
would tear gas everyone.
I would just be like willing her to like walk away and save herself.
But she's covering her ears. She's really upset. She feels really targeted.
Well, because everyone's sitting at a table
laughing at her.
Laughing at her.
Even Allie.
I know.
Schwartz comes up to James and he goes, hey man, how you doing? And James literally, he takes a beat. I think he like needs to recognize. Every time people see Schwartz now, it takes them a second to even recognize him because he's like, so disheveled and so far gone that it's, oh my God. Oh, hello, Schwartz.
I think Schwartz is also really, he must just be, which I don't understand because I'm like, you treated this person like shit the entire time you were together. But I truly think that he thought that Katie would never leave him.
No, I know.
That's shocking to me.
It's the root of this issue, I think, is that he realized only recently, I think, that this girl
like within the last year,
that this woman is not coming back. She is done with you. She is living a much better version of her life than she ever could have dreamed of because you're not in it.
Yeah.
And he can't reckon with that because he was always in the place of power in the relationship, and she fucking took it back and snatched wigs and has left him in like a sort of wandering through the desert for 40 years. You know? He's in a full like Jesus in the desert.
It's a crisis.
It's a crisis. It's so satisfying to watch.
It's really great. I mean, Katie shows up with Lala. I was like, is Katie wearing a YSL boot? If so, kudos, mama.
She came in. She went.
She was, hey, what up?
Hey,
I
everyone.
love this place. Ziggy rocks.
Scheana goes, oh my God, Katie, you look so good.
In the corner, Joe is melting down, crying to Billie Lee. I was like, if I were at Hotel Ziggy, I'd be crying too.
Billie Lee's like, fuck, I don't want to deal with this. I gotta go do the tight 10 at the Laugh Factory.
This was like a sad little chaise lounge where they all were
The Outcasts.
Yeah, I don't. To be in the Outcast group on VPR is a special kind of hell.
And then
in
Joe,
the later stages of VPR, especially.
And then Joe literally, she goes, woof, 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 takes her hat on. She goes, gotta go, and she goes.
She
the
goes
elevators, and Schwartz goes, Joseph. He's like, it's like Bubba talk. He's like, Joseph. She's expecting Tom to like comfort her, maybe escort her out, take her home, like go watch, you know what I mean? And he's like, Joseph, why are you upset? Okay, bye, Joseph. And she goes, whoa, I gotta go. Whoa. Runs to the elevator and Billie Lee's like, I'll fucking walk you out.
Yeah.
Stupid bitch.
God, Billy's like, this sucks.
And she's crying. She's bursting. And this guy that is like her world is, of course.
Oh, he's nowhere to be found. Scheana is loving it. She goes, what? Where's Joe? Where's Joe? Where's Joe?
And then Ariana, I didn't realize this. She's like, do I feel bad that the girl who came to my house for Thanksgiving and knew about the affair is crying?
Felt like very comfortable being at my house while she knew that my like boyfriend was like fucking
her friend
Rock.
And like was driving with Raquel like double date status. She goes, do I feel bad for her? She goes, no. And I was like, thanks for spilling.
I know. I get that.
I get it.
She knows I'm drinking for the first time in a long time. We'll see what happens. Lala tells Ariana about Scheana and Schwartz, which I think, okay, here's my conspiracy theory. I think that Ariana knew about this. They're best friends. You tell your best friend something like that.
Sandoval and Schwartz.
I think Ariana knew that Scheana and Schwartz made out.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
Because, like, think about it. When that happened, it was probably like season 2, season 3. She's not friends with any of those girls. She and Scheana are like besties.
She was like, whatever, I don't give a shit.
I know, but I think in a moment like this, she has to act like, oh, I had no idea. I didn't know about that. Because if she admits any fault, then
it rubs against the narrative that everyone has that she's like this, like,
yeah. Queen. It bumps up against Queen Ariana narrative. So she's now silenced.
It's like that she does the face that Britney Spears did when she finds out Ryan Seacrest isn't gay. Have you seen that meme? And she goes, have you seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ariana is like, whoa, like what? The only person she ever made out with in Vegas was me. And then Lala's like, girl, think again.
She goes, girlfriend, think again, girlfriend.
And then Sandoval comes over to Ariana, Katie, and Lala, and he goes, hey guys, sorry to interrupt real quick. Just wanted to see if you got that email I sent.
He goes, Ariana, hey, how are you? And she turns and she goes, hi. And he goes, just calling. I just wanted to see if you got that email about the house. Like, just double. I'm like,
girl.
And she doesn't even respond.
She goes,
my lawyers my lawyers saw it. And he goes, okay, it's like, it's urgent. So I thought maybe maybe we should get on it. And she literally does not look at him.
This man, the lack of
His
shame
piss.
he has is incredible.
I was waiting to see Tinkle coming down from his pant leg. I salute her in this moment, like her just impenetrable plasma around her. I was literally like, wow, I need to do this at some point in my life.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm like, oh, you fucking little bitch. Of course you're taking this time to go, you're going to talk about house issues.
This is the first time you've talked in months and you're going to ask her if she got an email you sent?
On camera about the house, about this very delicate situation, financial situation at Hotel Ziggy on camera.
Of all
Fuck
places.
you. Fuck you.
I'm obsessed with him.
Yeah.
Hey, I just wanted to see if you got that email I sent. I'm going to start doing that to people.
Hey.
I'm going to start finding people in public who I've emailed that didn't email me back and just going, hey guys, sorry to interrupt, but real quick, I just wanted to make sure you got that email I sent.
I know. I'm going to do that at like the next like event where I see some like Hollywood person that's like I'm going to go, hey, just making sure.
Real quick, sorry to interrupt.
You see that email I circled back recently?
That's true. Interrupting a group of people that don't like you to ask someone if they got your email is incredibly Los Angeles energy.
It's so Los Angeles and so him. He goes, okay, it's good to see you, Ariana. I'll see you later.
Shut the fuck
Shut up.
Then Sandoval goes over and hits on T. And he goes, do you like bowling? I was like, oh my God. He goes, I worked at Sky By once. It was a pool boy by the pool. And she's like, cool.
She's like, yeah, I'll go bowling. There's a camera rolling. Sure, I'll be there.
Sure.
It'll be
She
protection.
goes, how much am I going to get paid? And the producer goes, $50 and we'll buy you drinks. And she goes, okay.
We'll give you a drink ticket. You get 2 free drinks.
You get 2 free drinks and then like cocktails for $5 a piece. And she goes, all
All
right.
right.
She goes, can I get $25? And they go, sure.
Yeah.
Katie.
The next. Ooh, Katie talks to Shinshu.
Mm-hmm.
Shinshu.
Shinshu. Katie and Scheana sit down. They're both shit tanked. Scheana especially. But I also was like, girl, go talk to fucking Schwartz. This is his problem more than it's Sheena's problem.
This is also the theme of the show is men destroying women's lives and then women
Destroying women's
blaming
lives.
other women
Yeah.
for problems that men have created.
When will Katie ever be truly free?
Never.
I see it on the horizon. Like, I
She's-
see it. It's so close.
I just want her to like wear suspenders and like
I need her to wear suspenders and a top hat and like coattails, but like a wife beater underneath them. And I need her to like corner Schwartz, like back him into a corner and put like, and like pick him up by the throat and then
question him.
and just rail him about the Scheana makeout. And then go up to Scheana and be like, girl, it's no big deal.
I want her to look like
Go up to Scheana and stick her tongue down Sheena's throat. Go, I hear you like to make out with people in couples. Well, I'll show you.
spits
She
in her
goes,
mouth.
So I hear he kissed you in Vegas. Did he kiss you like this? And then just fucking go.
In front of Schwartz.
Yeah.
I want her to dress like a member of Luscious Jackson and just go up to Schwartz and go and then just go and make the sound of a dial-up connection. And then Schwartz just goes and then throw him down. He like wets his pants, shits and soils himself, and then she drops him down, and then she goes up to Scheana, and then she spits in Sheena's mouth.
I want her to buy a room at Hotel Ziggy and invite Schwartz and Scheana into the room and then go kick Schwartz in the nuts. And while he's like, oh, like build over, tie him to a chair and then go, Scheana, I heard you got hot for Schwartz in Vegas. Let's give him a show we'll never forget. And then seduce Scheana within an inch of her life. Sheena's squirting. She and Scheana have like
She goes, you're going to be coming out of your
best,
eyeballs.
the best sex. She turns Scheana in that moment. Scheana becomes a lesbian. Scheana leaves the room with a shaved head on the side.
and then
Scheana walks up to Brock
partially shaved eyebrow.
and a partially shaved eyebrow and like a sleeve of
And then she
tattoos. And she goes up to Brock and she goes, we're divorced now. Summer Moon, we'll split custody. I have no problem with
She's
that.
got 2 mommies now. And then she goes up to it and she goes, all right, Katie, I'm ready. And then Katie goes, I'm not interested in you. What are you talking about? And then leaves Scheana, and that's her revenge.
And then Scheana goes, all right then. And then she goes trolling for puss. Katie needs to one by one radicalize all the women into becoming lesbians.
It is. So she talks to Scheana and she's like, I heard you did this. Why did you do this? She goes, I'm like building my self-confidence. I'm like, no.
Katie goes, I wish I would have known.
And Scheana goes,
Like,
what?
do you wish you would have known? I knew you back then.
Yeah.
And it would have been
Well, Scheana says she goes,
nuclear warfare if you knew about this.
she goes, these were the days of Tequila Katie. Do you think I was ready to, do you think I was like about to go up and tell her? Like she literally would have like bisected me.
I'm obsessed with Katie going, when was this? And Scheana going, Shay and I were just engaged.
That's wild.
I know, but also Scheana says that she was like walking past a hallway and Schwartz like grabbed her and like made out with her. He's a predator.
He's a pest.
Get your hands off Shishu. She's a taken woman.
And Katie goes, well, I'm going to have to think about these.
I wish I would have known.
Well,
Katie.
she goes, well, I wish I would have known this was really hard for me to hear. And then
She was so much confidence that I had to get back. And I didn't have. Now I have, but I wish I would have known.
self-confidence. For some reason, the way she
70
says things, I'm like, you need to get like I need you to like take a night class on on proper English.
It's taking me a long time building up my confidence. Wish would have known.
And Scheana goes, I'm sorry.
Scheana goes, I didn't mean to tell you. There's no way I could have told you. Anyways,
gotta go.
but I think my theory is also that this Vegas trip that Schwartz made out with Scheana was also when Sandoval first made out with Ariana at the Golden Nugget. I think that is when all this went down. So that's another reason that Ariana can't like acknowledge it, because then that would implicate her as the other woman.
I mean, it really does seem like she and Sandoval were having a full affair.
They were. But I also think that Sandoval this is also probably a tactic that Sandoval told Schwartz to say this because he knows it'll put Ariana in a position where she has to lie.
Oh, Sandoval is...
Life is all about lying.
Life is about
Ariana,
lying.
good to see you.
Excuse me, real quick. I just wanted to see if you got that email I sent.
His voice is morphing into EJ.
It's the EJ coded.
The next day...
An unlikely trio I was like, these people don't hang out. James, Lala, and Schwartz.
I know.
I was like, Lala's a mother.
Right?
Lala's like fighting the fight for her life of a custody battle and a bitter divorce. She's not going to lunch with Schwartz.
No.
They sit down and they're like talking about the Scheana of it all, I guess. And Schwartz is like, you and I are the only ones that like haven't fucked, or like Lala's the only person that hasn't like fucked someone in the group. And Schwartz goes, yet. And she goes, Schwartz, I would break your dick in half. And I love that.
Schwartz
it's
goes,
true.
Okay.
He goes,
And then we get to Sandoval's breath work. He invited...
Sandoval first comes to lunch with a purse.
I want Sandoval to start having like giant clutches, like giant, like very like kind of almost Talbots.
I feel like this is after we saw Jacob Elordi outside of Schwartz and Sandy's with a purse, and then Sandoval saw that picture and he decided to implement a purse into his day wear.
I can't with all the nail polish. He's just like
the nail polish is so bad.
He walks up and
He's like, Lala, I'm gonna invite you to this
Healing session.
healing set, and she's like,
We'll see.
She's like, I don't.
She looks at producers. She goes, how much?
And he goes, $2,000.
She goes, okay. So Sandoval's healing session, I was so uncomfortable.
This guy, it's what I feel like I've heard. This is how like MDMA therapy is like you have like headphones on. You're deprived of sensory deprivation. You take the MDMA and then, or ketamine. And then the therapist like guides you with like a microphone like through your headphones. This is what I've heard of.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's something similar to that. And he's like, the guy is...
He's like DJ.
Yeah, Sandoval's laying down. The guy's like repeating mantras to him. He's challenging him to just like scream. I have the recording. Lala walks in as this is happening, wearing a rain slicker that reminds me of...
Wait, I just remembered that Ariana FaceTimes Anne to ask her if Tom is downstairs. Anne's like, how the fuck should I know? I'm at home.
I'm going to Taylor Swift.
I love FaceTiming someone at their house to ask where the person you live with is.
He challenges him to scream as loud as you can.
I can't trust anything Tom Sandoval does. Like, this is just another opportunity for him to pretend.
So he's like, I think your friend's here. And Lala's like, hey, I'm really glad I didn't do that because that was really uncomfortable for me, but I'm really happy that you did it.
That seems great for you.
And so they talk, and
Tom is like, all I want is like positivity, man. And she goes, okay, we can be friends. And he's like, yeah, let's be friends.
she's like, you have to understand, like, because of everything I'm going through with my ex, she's like, every straight guy in my life, like I approach with caution now.
As you should.
And then he's like, yeah, I was in the primary bedroom and Maya came in and ate something she shouldn't have, and now like I'm worried about. I was like,
I was like, girl, you fucked up. You fucked right up. You idiot.
Then we got a full-on glimpse of something about her, and it's full Nancy Maya's glory.
In the loaves of glory. The loaves are back in the baskets. The lattice is latticing.
Chef Penny is
Penny hard at work.
Chef Penny is chefing.
Katie back in her safe space, a sandwich shop, and they're having another tasting event
of the same
sandwiches.
Lala goes, why are we doing this again? We did this last summer.
She goes, with the exact same sandwiches. She was like, Greek salad sandwich, check. This, check. Like, what is going on? Can we fast forward? And she goes, oh wait, this is funny. And then everyone's eating a sandwich. And Schwartz is like, I wish you had like a sandwich with more meat on it. And James is like, he wants a manwich. He wants a manwich. We all know Schwartz likes his sloppy joes. And I laughed, but I felt really bad for Joe in this
Me
moment.
Too. He again doesn't stand up for her. Doesn't say, James, shut the fuck up. That's my really good friend.
Like laughs.
He goes,
dude.
Weak man.
I'm just like sensitive to her having that nickname.
So I know I hate it. James is so mean. He's
call
a bully.
Woman sloppy Joe, even if her name is Joe,
it's really sad.
It's mean.
It's really mean. She's
that feels like truly like crossing a line.
I agree with you. She's very fragile, and James is a bully. Also, when James is watching Allie, he's really creepy with Allie. He just He
gay.
He sees her as a Barbie.
Abusive. I wrote not a tasting.
Schwartz walks in with orchids.
I'd truly kill myself if I were Joe at this point. If I heard sloppy Joe, it would be if someone created a slop nickname for me.
It's really mean.
It's mean.
I'm trying to think if I had any nicknames. Mean nicknames.
Some boys in high school called me Splooge for a while. So that's my sloppy Joe moment. And
because of that thing that happened?
Because of a lot of things. But that was like my sloppy Joe adjacent moment. So I'm just like very like a slut shaming nickname that's like sloppy triggers me.
That's the kind of thing where I wish you could go back in time and like Inglorious Bastards all those guys.
It's okay because I'm gagging now.
No, I know you're gagging, but it's like that's when you wish you could go back, possess your body.
I wish a lot of things. I don't want to go back to that era.
No, just for like a second, inhabit your teen body and like with your wisdom of now and just drag them all to hell and then leave.
Yeah.
Make them reevaluate their whole existence for the rest of their lives. I don't think
it would work. I like to drag. I feel like I'm dragging now.
You're dragging them?
Yeah, by just like existing.
Yeah. Drag with action, not words.
My confidence.
I'm
building up my confidence.
Yeah, it's so mean. And then Ariana and Katie meet.
What was your nickname?
Mine?
Yeah.
Everyone would call me they would call me Eugene, my first name, and be like huge, and just make fun of Carrie for being a girl's name.
Oh, okay.
But like
guys have it different. They don't get like sloppy Joe nicknames.
No, it's not like they just called me like faggot. Gay. That was my nickname.
You're like, if the shoe fits.
They
all go to Sir.
Ariana reveals that fucking Tom left.
Yeah, they all go to Sir, and then everyone sits down.
Ariana reveals that she was in the emergency. Well, she's like, I'm really glad you had that amazing moment with Tom, because Lala's like, Ariana, I'm gonna be friends with Tom now, and she's like, great, I'm happy for you that you were having that session, because when he was doing that breathwork session, I was at the emergency room, because Maya ate really bad food that he didn't supervise.
He locked Maya in my room, and she ate like 14 pieces of chicken satay.
And then she had to get an
Endoscopy.
and
And it
it's
cost $6,000.
Tom, why did he lock her in the room?
He's an idiot.
He's a fucking idiot.
He's just an idiot. Like, I fully understand. Like, he's like, Ariana yelled at me. I'm like, yeah, I'd fucking yell at you too.
too.
You're an idiot. You're
It's a
an
living
idiot
being.
boyfriend. I'm sorry, but like, you deserve to get a big reaction when you're an idiot and people react as such. That's on you, doll. Like, you're the one that locked her in the room. What do you expect?
Tom's such a. I love that as he's doing like a breath work thing. He's
He's
so.
he's trying to rewrite history.
Well, he's such a fucking narcissist. Like, he should be at the vet with Maya. And then, especially after he was like having an affair while the other
It's
dog.
time to go civil suit.
Ariana and Nana and Ken come to Sir.
The way Ken is holding that dog,
I know.
barely hanging on, the dog slipping through his very crook of his elbow.
I did like when Lisa goes, "These girls need to get going with the sandwich shop." She goes, "I don't know what's stopping them."
They bring Lisa like a big old tray of sandwiches, and she goes, "Is that the Greek one?" And they go, "Yes, Nana, would you like it? It's softened up for you so you can gum it." She goes, okay.
We're gonna bird feed it for you.
Schwartz comes over with the most disgusting looking espresso martinis I've ever seen. They're like chocolate milk.
And then we find out that
Katie and Ariana roast Schwartz.
yeah,
Katie goes, they are talking about something like just like the state of their relationship. I guess she confronted him in the kitchen at the sandwich shop. She finally felt safe enough, surrounded by deli meats,
hello.
to have the conversation that needed to happen, where she was like, "So I hear you met up with Scheana in Vegas. Care to tell me more?" And he's like, "No." And then he comes out to bring them like espresso martinis, spills on them, and then they're like, "So you made out with Scheana? Like, you really fucked up." And Katie goes, "You fucked up. You really fucked up. You dropped the ball and fumbled the bag, and now you have sloppy Joe." And I was like, don't get Katie on the sloppy Joe train. Katie turning on Joe is not the answer.
How did they eviscerate him?
Ariana was like, "You fumbled the bag. You fucked up. You fucked your entire life up."
That's what they should be saying to him at all times.
I know. And he's like, "Oh, come on. Don't." And they go, "Oh, it gets hard and you want to go away." I was like, they should chain him to the styrofoam pole at Sir and force him to get berated by people.
Yeah. Now
And
you're
then-
Slappy Joe. And
So
then we find out the literal gag of the year, where I was like, "Girl, I didn't think you had it in you," and I
So-
literally went, "I worship now at the altar of Katie."
Schwartz goes in to like drown his sorrows in booze, and he's taking a shot with Brock, and Brock reveals that last night
Katie fucked Max, Schwartz's best friend, the old manager of
and
Tom
the
Tom.
guy who got fired from that one season of Vanderpump Rules.
And so he goes, Scheana tracked Max's location after they all left Ziggy. And Scheana says that she has 56 people's locations 57 people's location. Like, she's amazing.
She is amazing.
And she saw that
on the beat.
she's like,
once
Scheana on the beat.
again.
Scheana on the beat. Scheana on the beat. And
I
she-
collect them. Bit of a collector of locations. Not creepy. I like to know. I have quite a few people's locations as well.
So
So
Scheana saw that he was at where he was in the same building that Katie was in, and then the next morning she just was curious and went back to look, and he was still there.
I love that.
And then meanwhile, while they're talking, T comes in with Sandoval. They had just been bowling, and Sandoval was doing like literal Michael Jackson dance moves,
And making T film him.
and T was like, okay. And then she goes, Ariana, this is T. She just went on a date with Sandoval, and she goes, hi, don't waste your time with a 41-year-old narcissist. You're the gift, not him. You're the prize.
I love that.
And you just see T be like,
what?
okay.
And then Brock's like, Schwartz knows now. And she goes, what? And she is
She goes, what?
pissed. She goes, what? Why did you tell him that?
Why did you tell her that, Brock?
I wrote, Sheena's the bone collector.
She is.
She's 57 locations.
Ariana, and then you just hear cuts of sound bites, and you just hear Ariana go, "Yeah, he was fucking his mistress in my house while I was at my grandmother's funeral." Like just telling all, and I'm just like, "Oh my god, incredible!" And then they all
It's
assemble.
truly insane at the levels of like depravity that Rock and Sandoval got themselves into.
I know.
So she leaves T in the dust, jaw on the floor, and they go back out to the patio at Sir. And Brock comes out and tells everyone where Katie was last night. And Katie, he goes, "Yeah, she was with Max." And Katie's face is like,
she goes like this. What are you talking about?
What are you talking
And I
about?
went, ah! I was so proud
And
of her.
Ariana goes, "Boyens?" And Katie goes, and Ariana the whole time is turned away from the camera, trying not to laugh. And Scheana is like, and she goes, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "Scheana, what is he talking about?" And Scheana goes, "I don't know. I'm staying out of it." And then 2 minutes later, Scheana goes, "Well, here's the thing. I checked your location and he was at your house. And then I looked the next morning. He was still there. I don't know."
And she goes, and then Brock goes, "What'd you just do? You just like watch Netflix and chill and hang out?" And she goes, "What? He came over. He's not allowed to come over to my house after hanging out." And Brock goes, "It's a little fucked up, mate. It's his best friend."
Katie's power in this moment.
But I love Katie.
I love her getting like caught and going, "What are you talking about?"
I know. It was very Sarah Jessica Parker in The Family Stone going, "I'm so ashamed."
She literally goes, and Ariana goes,
I love it. I love it. And then Lala's like, "Wait, what's going on?" She goes, "I feel like everyone at this table's full of shit."
and well, she's the only sober person there. So this is a really dark place to be as a sober person.
Sir.
At Sir, number
Yeah.
one.
And then with these
2 on the patio.
chuckleheads.
And this was like this incestuous group.
But I just love Katie going. And
Katie
I was
goes-
like, and Lala goes, "This is just not what I expect from Katie, like a revenge fuck. Like this is just," and I was like,
You didn't think she had it in her.
you know what? She deserves to do this.
Yeah, I think she should do more of it.
She should do. I love it. I think it's great. I'm all for it, Katie. You.
If
move
this
of
is
the
how she
season.
needs to get her yayas out and like punish Schwartz, I think that this is like,
It's a beautiful thing.
it's pretty fair game.
fair game and deserved.
I mean, Katie said, she goes, "So when we divorced, I asked him not to sleep with anyone in the friend group and he didn't care about that. So
Why should I?
why should I?" And I was like,
And Brock kept being like, "He's his best friend, mate." I was like, all right,
who cares?
who cares?
Truly, who cares?
All bets are off in post Sandoval world.
I'm dead. Ariana going, "Boyens?" And then being like,
She loved it too.
everyone loved it.
Scheana was like,
She goes, "I'm staying out of it."
I'm staying out of it.
Well, I checked her location.
Schwartz was like, "Oh man, what?"
I'm obsessed.
I love it. Do you think Schwartz cried?
I think his mind is truly blown. I think he's like, I think he's betrayed, probably a little turned on, because not only is she like withdrew from him, but she's hotter than ever. She's also like fucking his best friend. So then he has like that mental image. Then he can like never look at his best friend the same way again.
But now he also wants to fuck his best friend a little.
He wants to fuck his best friend, but he also wants to fuck Katie, but he also wants to watch them fuck and get cucked.
Yeah,
Katie cucked his ass.
I love her. I'm like, she's my
This,
hero.
I was like, you're a baller for that.
I went, incredible. She upped
Incredible
the
work.
ante this season.
Her face.
Slay. I love.
Her go.
What? What are you talking about?
She goes, "What? What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? I can't have him over?
What do you mean?"
No empathy. No compassion. No empathy. No compassion.
What?
He had compassion last night
A lot of empathy.
when he was laying
a
pipe
lot of.
in my
he-
bed.
She rode him until the sun rose.
Someone wrote, Scheana texted him like, "Where are you?" Or Brock texted him, "Where are you, mate?" And he just wrote, he wrote flat face. I love
Damn.
it. Schwartz, everything's coming down on these two, and Sandoval and Schwartz.
Their world is rocked right now.
It is.
It needs to continue to be rocked.
It will be.
I pray. That's the way that they can keep this show going, is if everyone commits to just rocking their world.
It will.
These women are finally empowered to some extent. I mean, I'm sad that Katie had to fuck another loser to get back at Schwartz. It's
but
like,
you got to do what you got to do.
It's a step in some sort of direction.
And this is the only language men speak. It's like that was the best way to prove something to a man. They have like such reptilian brain about this stuff that you have to like.
I'm a fan of I've engaged in revenge fuck.
You have?
Yeah.
I've never done that.
It feels good until it feels kind of bad, and then you're like, ugh, but whatever. Yeah. I mean, it sends a good message.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with me. I'll literally fuck your friend. It's sometimes the only card you have left to play.
I know. I'm saying this is how like straight men.
But I think next she should fuck like his idol. She should fuck the owner of Schwartz and Sandy's.
She should fuck Sandoval.
She should fuck
Schwartz's dad.
I know.
And his brothers.
She should fuck Lisa.
That's his true.
That's the true.
His ultimate mummy figure is Lisa, and if that will happen, it will shatter him.
Lisa and Katie should take up like a Sandoval level affair.
They should.
Under Ken's nose. And then if Ken
Katie
passes
should fuck
away,
Schwartz's mom.
Yeah, she should. And send him a video
and
of the two of them making out.
And then become his stepmom. Can you imagine?
That is what she should do.
Mm-hmm. He comes home from school one day with his little backpack on, and and she goes, "Hey there, Schwartzy. Guess I'm sending you to boarding school in Switzerland."
What is that? He's like, I'm 40. She's like, go. Wait, I'm obsessed with that. She should fly his mom out secretly. She should start writing her like love letters.
Flew her out.
She flew her out. She should start sending her like roses. His mom's like, someone's wooing me. I have a secret admirer. Like, I don't know who it is, but he seems really amazing and like a strong man. And Schwartz is like, I guess that's like cool. And then Katie kind of catfishes and like doesn't necessarily reveal her gender, but like is very like masculine in her approach to wooing Schwartz's mom. And then offers her a chance to come out. I live in LA, Hollywood, you could say. And I just want to get to know you a little better. They talk on the phone. So like Katie will call her every night, but with her masculine voice, and then woos her, flies her out to LA, blindfold, come in the room, rose petals everywhere, a million candles.
It's her
and it's Katie,
former daughter-in-law.
And it's her former daughter-in-law in a vest.
And she
goes, can't stop thinking about you, I gotta be honest. You're the most beautiful woman I ever laid eyes on. You're gorgeous. Be mine.
And then she's like, all right, I will. And then that is the ultimate, because Schwartz, we know it all goes back to mummy issues.
That's
the ultimate revenge.
He needs this.
Yeah.
This would be actually like,
this would activate him.
So good for him and cathartic for Katie to fuck his mom.
And I think he would just want Katie. All he wanted was Katie to be his mom. And now she will not only get her sweet revenge, but she'll also be giving him what he needs to blossom as a man, which is by actually becoming his mom.
This is genius.
Stepmom.
I hope she does it.
Me too. Should we do a cult shout out?
Yeah. Certainly. Makeup Fresh. Denise Jeanette Bruce. Rachel in Dublin. Emily Vaughn. Gina Sapienza. Sarah Elizabeth. Lucy from London. Brooke Johansson. Rachel Knight. Aubrey Carver. Brittany Ryan Weiss. Danielle McMillan. Bridget Wasowski. Lady Swampwitch.
Gives no fucks.
Jessica Hernandez. Lazara. Mazel Tov. Mary.
Me.
Mike Earhart,
Meet.
Sharon Baum,
Realtor.
Timothy Shield,
Cheat.
Summer Moon, Honey
Moon,
Davies,
nude,
Rogue Stanley,
nude,
Matthew Thomas,
nude.
Owsley Robinson,
Owsley Robinson.
Mariah Carey,
Mariah Carey.
Kathy West,
Kathy West.
Rochelle Martino,
Chino.
Kip Moore,
Kip Moore.
Hillary,
Hillary.
Orlando, Patron of the Farts,
Patron of the Farts. Nick Sedaris.
Emily,
Emily.
Kim Lucas, RJ.
RJ and Jeffrey Pratama. We love all our dolls out there. Our
We
cult
love you
members.
guys.
Fucking love you.
You're fucking gorgeous.
Be
The most
mine.
beautiful women we've ever seen.
Most beautiful women and gays and days. we've
Love
ever
to
seen.
fly you
We
out.
love you all.
Just worship you.
See you later.
Bye.